Hi there, Jonathan here, and today is Monday the 6th of October, so day 36 on our challenge. Slight annoyance today is the fact that I recorded this video earlier, but for some reason Loom didn't capture it, so decided to have to reshoot it again today. So now in the evening. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the revenue breakdown across the funnel. So, we talk about, obviously we understand the total and where we're at, but what parts of the funnel deliver the revenue and the profit, because by really getting down to that level of it, we get to understand maybe where we should focus our effort. I mean, obviously we can look to improve the funnel at every step and every stage of it, but it's always a question of time and priorities as to where we want to look next to do that. So I'm going to walk through that with you today in terms of where I'm at and where I think, for me, are the best place to go. So, but before I dive into that, it's the update on yesterday. Yesterday was 858 in sales, and our ad spend yesterday on the 5th was £360, which is $485 roughly speaking. I did the calculation, and we did $372 in profit yesterday. So good, yeah, sort of happy-ish with that, I guess. But obviously, I'm continually pushing forward. I'm trying to push harder and faster. So a profit's always far better than a loss. So we'll take that. And also today, where we're at 591, and it's 20 to 9 in the evening. So we're just scraping into profit at the moment at this point in time. So it really depends on what happens in the last 4 hours of today as to where we end up. Anyway, let's talk about the funnel breakdown. So put myself over here. So last month, September, we did a total sales of 24,478, but obviously that was made up of different components, and each of them obviously contributed to that whole picture. So it's, as everything, it's all about the numbers. So by looking at that and understanding where you're making the money, how you're making the money, allows you to understand maybe where you should focus your energies and efforts in the coming maybe weeks. So here's the breakdown. So on the far left here, we've got our organic leads. So this for me comes from a YouTube channel and a blog site that we have. Now, both of them are old. They're not updated. Sadly, and they've been fairly sort of static, so the level of traffic is probably fairly low and not necessarily in tune with people. So but well, hell, it's there, and it does actually bring in nearly $550 a month without doing anything at all, and it contributes 2.2% of the overall revenue. But would I spend time on that right now and try and figure out what to do on YouTube and what to do on the blog? No, I probably wouldn't, because it'd take a lot of time and effort, and actually shifting the needle from 2.2% upwards is not really going to make a massive impact. So then we move on to our initial offer and the bump. Obviously this is where the main revenue comes. It's that upfront offer, which obviously is designed to be an impulse purchase, and therefore obviously help people getting on board with it. Now, the combination of the offer plus the bump contributes 60% of our turnover to it. So, it's high, but obviously 60% means 40% is going elsewhere. And next we move on to the upsell and downsell. So last month, $4,483 came in those upsells. And as I've said before in a couple of videos, the upsell for me is a bit of an Achilles heel. It's a little bit of something I really haven't figured out. So I am running a split test on that right now to see if we can try and find a little bit of a different angle. But because it's going to take time, because obviously only a small percentage of people take the upsell who take the initial offer, so it takes a lot more time to get the data through and for it to be significant, particularly in a split test. So I think that's going to have to run for at least a couple more weeks from that. So probably can't do a huge amount on that at this time. The next step is the cart abandoned. So I've talked about this a couple of times. That contributes an actual 5.6%, which is not insignificant when you think these were people who initially didn't buy, but with a bit of prompt actually returned and bought. So there's $1,382 that came back in that without that sequence it just wouldn't have appeared. So that's not only great, but also the fact is that's an automation that's built into the funnel. So now once it's done and it just keeps running. So that's a real absolute tick in the box, and we love things like that. And then as we move towards the further away from the initial purchase, we've got an upsell follow-up. So this is for people who probably bought the upfront offer, didn't buy the upsell, but maybe they've had a chance now to see the product, enjoy it, and think, actually, I would like to get more courses. So they step into the upsell follow-up. And that's mainly delivered via email, and that's contributes $1,291 in the month, 5.3%. And then there's the back-end offers. So this is what you're doing is subsequent offers. So this is like post 7 to 10 days purchase. So people have had the initial product, tried it, and we're now introducing them to some other products we have. And this contributes so far about just over $2,000, 8.6%. And that's an area where I've talked before, and I've showed you how I do that in terms of my Academy Spotlight things, where I introduce people to some of the other products. And I did that as a little bit of a one-off test campaign, but now I need to build that into an automation so it continues to run sequentially. And I've probably got about maybe at least 6 different back-end offers I could introduce people to, maybe over a period of 4 to 6 weeks, maybe one a week. It seems about right. And so that's what I'll be doing now, and actually looking to then increase this amount because I think this is a massive area for potential growth, and it's also an area where we can start to build automations. So as we build out this entire funnel flow, we can start to add in more automations to it. So this entire sequence will probably, from beginning to end, will run sort of probably up to about 60, even to 90 days potentially, which is has a big impact in the overall lifetime customer value side of things, which is one of the key metrics. Don't know why it's gone to that. Okay, so yes, areas I'm focusing on in the coming month for October is average order value and lifetime customer value. So as I say, I've got this split test running on the upsell. So that's pretty much taken care of for the time being. Can't really do much else on that. But the area that I can focus on and have a look at is these back-end offers. So tomorrow I'm going to set up an automation for the first of those back-end offers, and then over the coming week or so we're going to be looking at introducing more of those back-end offers, and we'll start to have a look at the impact that has in the overall lifetime customer value. So yeah, plenty to do, and obviously also during the month I'm sure I'll be doing more work on some new ads and new campaigns, and we'll be catching up with how they're doing, what ads are performing best, and what that might tell us in terms of where we want to go next in creating more new creators for the ad side. Okay, so that's all for today finally, and I'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Bye for now.